Sorry. I'm just going to move it closer to your face.
We got attacked. This week we're talking about
mid-year check-in.
Is that how you want to say it?
Oh, shoot. I was like, what are we talking
this week we're talking about mid-year check-in.
But I also was very confused about what was happening. I was like, this is how we start the podcast.
Welcome to Our Life in Books, where we talk about our lives, books, and everything in between. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Samantha, and we're cousins.
Yay.
This week we're doing a mid-year book check-in.
Yay.
But first, what teas are we drinking?
So I've got the Kowalski's Bakery tea, and both of our teas are from Riddle's Tea Shop.
Yes.
So this one is black tea with almond and vanilla and a little bit of caramel. It was actually really good. I was nervous because I don't like almond flavor.
Yeah.
Well, I like it
when it's not overwhelming.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And this is not overwhelming. It's really delicious.
And then I am drinking Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And it has peach and blueberry in it. And both of these are really cutely designed, too.
Yes.
I love her art style. It's amazing. And she has great tea choices.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're representing the Riddle's Tea Shop. Go check her out. She's amazing. Not sponsored, but we're big fans.
She's amazing.
She is amazing.
She's like my favorite. I don't know how she gets everything done.
I know. She's amazing. She accomplishes a lot. So what are you reading this week?
So I've been talking a lot about Elise Kova's books. I keep telling everyone, I think the first book of every one of her series is on Prime Reading, and I think it's on Kindle Unlimited too.
Mm-hmm.
Siri,
Siri,
you're not on this podcast.
Siri was looking at Prime Reading. I'm like, no.
And previously, I had only read her Wish Quartet series that she wrote with Lynn Larsh. But so I finally started reading Air Awakens, and I can't stop.
Really?
I'm on book 3. I started Air Awakens, and I read the second one, and then there's a 2.5 I read, and now I'm on number 3.
Jeez.
I can't stop. They're so good.
That's
I got
awesome.
The box set,
Mm-hmm.
the Kindle box set of the 5, so I'm just going to keep reading until
just
I
keep
finish.
going.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So good.
I'll have to read that.
Yeah, so right now I'm on Earth's End.
Ooh.
And I think I'm getting close to the end of it.
Yeah.
It's so good. What are you reading?
I am starting Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt. I think I might have talked about this last time. I don't know, because I had just gotten given it to me. So I don't really know what it's about because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. But you said it's good. It's a classic, right?
Yeah.
And it's a autobiography or a biography?
Autobiography.
Yeah. I heard it's sad. It might be sad. But
yeah, so it sounds like it's about his childhood, growing up poor in Ireland. So
interesting.
Yeah, and this is I always think of this book when I think of Finer Things Club on The Office.
Yes,
because they were reading it, and that was when they finally invited Jim, and he just was being Jim.
Yep. And doesn't he say well,
because they're he's talking in an Irish accent.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, did you even read the book, Jim? And he's like, of course I did. And they're like, well, who's the main character? And he goes, Angela? The Ashes?
Oh, my gosh. I didn't even realize that was the same book, but I love that it was. So I'm excited to read it.
Finer Things Club Reddit, so now it's your turn.
Oh my gosh, I am going to be a part of the Finer Things Club now.
Right? Yes. Honorary member.
Yes. All right, so what new releases do we have?
So this is the only one that I'm going to talk about right now, but I'm still working on my new release list.
Hey, you know what?
Today, but it's just going to go up late today.
That happens.
But anyway, I know we've talked about this book before about how we want to read it. It's called Vox by Christina Dalcher. Is that how you say that? Dalcher? Anyways,
Dalcher, yeah.
It's the paperback release today.
Oh,
the
okay.
hardcover came out last year, and it's won a ton of awards, and it's a huge book. I think it's one of those that says a lot about our society right now and the things that are going on. It says it's set in the United States in which half the population has been silenced. Vox is the harrowing, unforgettable story of what one woman will do to protect herself and her daughter.
Ooh, so it's going to make me mad.
Yeah. So
super.
It says, on the day the government decrees that women are no longer allowed more than 100 words per day, Dr. Jean McClellan is in denial. This can't happen here, not in America, not to her. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it says
So-
soon women are not permitted to hold jobs. Girls are not taught to read or write. Oh my gosh. I'm so annoyed right
Right?
now. This is already
But
making me
I'm
mad.
pretty sure this is one of the books we had on our list for possible book club books.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I think it would have so many talking points.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like
I agree.
it would be you raging the whole time,
Yep.
texting me like, "Oh my god, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you?"
Be like, are you kidding me right now?
I have to take a break.
I just get too angry. Yeah, that does
So, yeah,
sound
the
really
paperback
good.
comes out today. Paperback book comes out
Paperback
today.
book.
So the cheaper version.
Yeah.
So if you've been waiting, pick it up.
Yeah. Definitely. All right.
Kindle Unlimited.
Kindle Unlimited. So I chose, sorry, my internet's being really slow. I chose I'll Never Tell by Catherine McKenzie. And it's a mystery thriller fiction. So I thought it'd be something, kind of different, but it sounded really good. Basically, Amanda Holmes, she dies and at this at this camp, and so her family all grows up, and then their parents die, and they have to go back to the camp to decide how to get rid of the real estate, and all the children are all of her siblings are torn between what they should do. Should they sell? Should they stay? Should they just leave it alone and whatever?
Yeah.
And so as they all learn, it starts unraveling who knows how she died, and all these kids have or now adults have pieces that they know to put together the puzzle to figure out how she died and who did it. So it sounded really good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and the cover's creepy, so I liked it. All right, what is the prime reading book?
So this one is called Mother Dear. It's actually a book in translation. So it's originally by Novalee Mayer,
Mm-hmm.
and then the translator is Joseph van der Wert.
Yeah, close enough.
I don't speak German. But yeah, so this is another thriller, which when I'm not obsessed with the Air Awakens series, I am on a super huge thriller kick right
Yeah.
now. I can't get enough. But this one says, Helen lives a decent, uncomplicated life, satisfied in her career. She's raising 3 happy teenagers, and her family has the most envied house on the street. Admittedly, she's growing just a little disenchanted with her marriage to her workaholic husband, Werner, but that's nothing she can't fix. Then one day, Helen comes home to something completely unexpected that threatens to shatter her carefully cultivated world.
Ooh.
I love the little cliffhanger.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah, so that is on Prime Reading.
Nice. We have a lot that we got in the mail.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
June Owl Crate, June Paper Gang, and June Angeli Tea Cellar Box.
Yes. We have been holding off opening stuff for a while.
Yeah, we have. It's just been we transitioned to a new space, and we just seem to never have the time to just get in front of the cameras and do it.
Things have changed. So my husband's on 3rd shift now, so that means a big change for when we can record and how and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're moving.
I'm moving and I have a social life again, so I'm just oh yeah, we can just fit it in sometime.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, but I think we'll get back to our normal schedule. But it was kind of fun to open everything. It felt like a little mini Christmas.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I'm really surprised that I had relatively no spoilers.
Yeah, I had no spoilers. I had no idea.
I knew one thing in the Owl Crate, but that was it.
I think I'm pretty good at avoiding spoilers. I don't know.
I feel like you've just been off social media.
I have been off social media. It's so weird. I used to post all the time, and now I'm ooh, it's been a while. I need to come back from my hiatus as soon as I get all my bookshelves together and can start participating again. I've been writing a little bit, but nothing visual.
Yeah.
Did you get anything else in the mail?
Oh gosh, what have I gotten lately? I feel like I open stuff every single week and I always forget once I take the pictures.
Well, yeah.
But so that I'm doing the Bookspar.
Oh, yeah.
Summer reading challenge.
Yeah.
There's 27 books in the challenge, so
Jeez.
I'm getting multiple books a week.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot.
That's awesome.
It's hard to keep up.
Oh, I
though.
bet. That's so many
I feel like
books.
that's all I'm posting about.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, maybe nobody notices, but I feel like it's unfair, to dedicate.
Oh, because it looks like your favorite. Yeah. No, I totally get it.
But
Well, I ordered a new shower curtain and bedding.
yeah,
And some art prints. I'm gonna slowly start designing room by room kind of themes and stuff like that. I think my room is gonna be a flowery, feminine, and then the bathroom is gonna be very female forward.
bodies.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe my whole apartment's gonna be feminine, but I don't know. I'm really enjoying
Yeah.
the like task of like kind of redesigning.
So your kitchen has
Myself.
to be Harry Potter. We've already established
Yes,
that.
I did put the drawers up there. They look really cute.
Yeah.
And it's been nice to go through the stuff that I have and be like, do I need this? Does this serve a purpose in my life
Does this
anymore?
spark joy?
Yeah, honestly, does this make me happy? No, get rid of it. Which is probably, it feels good. It's
Yeah,
felt
it's
really
always
good
nice
to
to
like
go through,
clean out all my
purge.
stuff. Yeah, and be like, do I need 50 million things? No, I don't. Like I'm by myself. I can live with like a couple things. So it's been really nice. Yeah. Book world. Whoop whoop.
So many things.
There's so many things. I don't even know what we should talk about first.
Well, so we went to a movie this weekend, which
Yes.
we'll talk about on Tea Chats.
Can we talk about in
Or-
T-Chats? I thought it would have to be talking.
Yeah, it's probably gonna have to be after.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it on After Dark on Patreon just because it's midsummer, so it's very
It's a lot.
dark, intense, and I don't think I'll be able to censor myself.
Right. So, but before the movie, we saw a bunch of trailers.
Yes.
And Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is getting made into a movie.
It
and
looks so.
Yeah.
It looks scary,
I
but
guess
good.
I didn't know what to expect because the book is a group of short stories, all different scary stories.
Yes.
And I feel like, isn't this where the story about the girl with the choker necklace came from?
I think so.
So I'm just curious to see how the movie's going to play out. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. I like the trailer. When it came on, you're like, what is this? I was like, you know what it is, but I didn't want to spoil it for
You
you.
kept saying it's a book. You know what it is. I'm like, I do not. I have no idea what this is. You're crazy.
I'm like, but pay attention because you do. It'll tell you at the end. I can't remember it. Yeah, speaking of like books turning into movies, I feel like that's a big theme right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I found this Marie Claire article, 2019 book to movie adaptations. It lists a couple, obviously, like some have already come out, like Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile on Netflix. That was the Ted Bundy movie.
Oh, yeah.
But what I want to talk about was After. Actually, it's already out. And I think I've talked about After by Anna Todd before. Because I was reading it, I kind of stopped because it's so intense, man. It's so intense, and
Really?
I had to give myself a break. Yeah, it's just like,
Is it romance?
yes, it's romance, but there's a lot of like naive, and I'm frustrated a lot with both of the characters, not just one. You know how it's like, oh, you can be mad at the guy for doing
Yeah.
this. No, it's not like that. You get mad at both of them the entire time,
Right.
and it's very much like a roller coaster, immature relationship. But I still don't think it's bad because I'm still thinking about it. How long has it been since
Right,
I've read
yeah.
it? So it did impact me, but I saw that I'm gonna have to watch the movie now to see like if it compares.
So, there's another book to movie that I really want to read the book and I want to watch the movie.
Do you remember what it was?
5 Feet Apart
Oh,
by Rachel
yes.
Lippincott.
Yes,
I
5
don't
feet
know if that's how you say
apart.
it,
Because
but-
it has our boyfriend on it.
Yes, Cole Sprouse is
Cole
in it.
Sprouse.
And I think the movie and book came out almost around the same time.
Yes,
wanna
I
say.
think the book came out a little
Very-
bit, very close.
Very close together, but yeah, I really want to read that movie.
I do
that
too.
movie.
I
really
also want to
wanna
read that movie.
Jeez.
I really want to just read that movie.
How dare you?
I like it. All right, so I really am excited. Please talk about the next thing, Stranger Things.
Yes. So I found an article on Book Riot.
We're both watching Stranger Things still. I'm
Yes.
finally on season 2. You haven't read or watched
We're on
anymore?
Season 3. Yeah, we've seen. It must have been Saturday night. We stayed up till like midnight watching it. So we watched quite a few episodes now.
Is it going amazing? Did you say
It's
you
so
had?
good. I had a theory, but I don't think it was right.
Dang it! Well, remember, we should write it down so we can talk about it once
Yeah.
I'm caught up.
So the article on Book Riot is 10 books like Stranger Things to feed your need. So, if you are done binging Stranger Things and you need more before season 4, there's 10 different books you could read.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see.
Just list them.
Yeah, well, I can give you a couple maybe. Oh, this one just came out this year or at the end of last year. It's called Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand. That one sounded so good. I'm pretty sure it's a YA,
Okay.
but it sounded really, really good. Let's see what else is on here. Stephen King's The Body, which is his shorts. I believe it's a short story. But that movie, Stand By Me,
Mm-hmm.
I think was made
Based on that.
after. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I loved Stand By Me when I was
Right,
growing
me
up.
too. And then let's see, what's another one on the list? The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Lavelle. I've heard a lot of good things about that.
Yeah,
They talk about it all the time on the Book Riot podcasts.
that's crazy. Yeah, these all look really good. I liked some of the covers, like that are kind of like 80s old school.
Yeah, The Lost Girls of Camp Forevermore
Ooh.
by Kim Fu. That's a really good.
Yeah, Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. It sounds like a mashup of It says Scooby Doo, H.P. Lovecraft, and Hardy Boys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That sounds really good. They're a detective club in the 1977.
Oh,
Ooh, I like that. All right. So, yeah, definitely go read some of those if you guys are done binging Stranger Things.
Perfect. Okay. What else have we got? So I always like to check out what's going on Goodreads.
Yeah.
And this week is YA week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So let's see. There's best YA books of 2019, most anticipated YA books. There's an article on. It says, "Can you be too old for YA?" Our
No.
expert opinion is no. Which
Our opinion's same.
right? I just feel like there's something about YA books that make them so much more readable sometimes than an adult book.
Yeah, I wonder what it is. I mean, we've never really deep dived on that thought.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'd have to think about it.
But to be fair, the only like adult books I've read recently have been thrillers, which are super readable. So, I don't know.
I think with like a lot of adult books, the reason I don't, and this is just me, obviously, is because I'm not married or have kids. So like a lot of them have that. And I'm just like, I can't relate to the character.
Yeah.
I'm still relating to characters like this. And I also like, I don't know. I feel like the fantasies are,
They're way more in depth.
yeah, in depth. Or like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
It's not even that though, because like there's a lot of YA books where I feel like I'm in the world and I want to be part of it. That's how I'm feeling with Air Awakens. And I don't know if that's classified as YA, but she's 18 in the book. So
Yeah. I think we like I think YA new adult.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where I still lie. And I don't know if I'll ever go into like the adult genres if they're classified as that.
I love YA.
Same.
It's just so readable.
It
really
is.
Like it's addictive and
Yeah.
So also on here it's got the top 100 YA books.
Oh, hey.
And then there's a like name generator thing for name your best-selling YA novel, which is always fun.
That is fun.
So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff for YA week.
Yeah. Go check it out. Whoop, whoop. So should we get into this week's topic?
Yeah.
The mid-year check-in. See how bad Samantha is struggling. That's what we should call it. All right.
So do you want to start with like your Goodreads challenge?
Sure, that's probably the best one.
I mean, I always feel like that's my easiest to accomplish, I guess.
So to be fair, I haven't added like the Anna Todd books on here or anything like that. I need to. When I get into a series, I forget to like add it to my Goodreads as I'm into it. So I'm about I've only read 20 books.
How many?
Well, only 20 books on my Goodreads that I've posted. 100.
Oh.
But when it gets closer to winter is when I binge hard. So the first part of the year I'm always slacking, and then it's just like I really kick in. What about you?
So my goal is 85, and I'm at 49 now.
Nice.
So I'm 4 books ahead of schedule, which feels nice, but at the same time, I know I'm really behind in my review book. So
Yeah.
it doesn't feel quite as good as it should.
I agree with that. I've read a lot and haven't reviewed any,
But like right now,
which I'm kicking myself
I guess I'm
about.
in the middle of Air Awakens, and like I'm just kind of giving in to the need to
Good.
binge.
Well, and my thing about that is that you can just write a review on your blog of all of them,
Yeah,
of the
that's what I'm planning
series.
on
You know what I
doing.
mean? And then
Yeah, because I did that with
I've done that with a couple too.
what's that called? Oh my god!
Sorry, there's eyelash in my eye. Yeah. To all the boys I've loved before.
Yes.
Yep.
How did you know?
Because you stared at me long enough.
Anyway, yeah, I did a binge read post on that because I spent an entire weekend just reading.
Good, right? Right?
So I think that's what I'm gonna do with this one too.
You should.
It's gonna be binge reading,
And it'll be fun to like
but-
follow like your journey through it.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, which one should we go with next? Because I'm terrible with all of them.
Beat the backlist.
Sure. 0.
So, how many did you have on there?
Oh, I don't remember.
I did 13 because I did one for each month plus an extra. And I've only read 2 of them.
More than me. Good job.
I read Eliza and Her Monsters, and I'm pretty sure I read that in January. So, like, I started off the year really great.
That's awesome.
And then I had Air Awakens on my list.
Hey,
so
that's cool.
Yeah.
Let me look. I have oh nope, that's a lie. I did start the Save In series by Siobhan Davis. I put the Save In series because there's like 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I did start that when I read the first 2. I read Ready Player One. Okay, so I read 2 too.
Hey, look at you.
Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm
You
actually
did
doing
it.
stuff. Who is this? Oh my gosh. All right, NetGalley challenge.
Yeah.
I don't think I put up I should have put that on my blog. I didn't, did you?
I don't think so. I meant to, and I just.
Did we do in the backlog challenge or did we just like
That was what my challenge was. I think we kind of had slightly separate goals for our challenges, but they were both like NetGalley based.
Okay, so
okay.
we're both on the same document. You go first.
I don't know. Okay, so my NetGalley challenge for me was like
To do reviews.
catch up on reviews, which I caught up and then I got behind again. So here we are.
We are always here. So I was doing the same where I needed to read and review. So I've got, I'm at 12. 12's not bad.
No.
And it's been fun. I actually do enjoy like going, these are what I really enjoy doing. I don't know why, but going through the NetGalley ones is just, because obviously I cared about them enough to subscribe. Right. So it's like, so now I'm just like, your rule of like not reading the synopsis before you jump in has helped me so much with like my book anxiety.
If you can call it that. I wanted to clarify just for anyone who was questioning what the heck that means. I do read the synopsis when I first hear about it.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And then so I recognize like the cover or the title or whatever, and I know that I've already read the synopsis. So yeah, right before I read the book, I don't read the synopsis. But
well, see, I used to, and then I'd be like, oh, I don't know if that sounds good, or I don't know, you know what I mean? And you're right, like sometimes in a synopsis, you already read some of the book, and then
you almost through the halfway point of the book.
Exactly.
Because that's the hook. And it's like, okay, I recognize the cover, I recognize, like.
And sometimes I'll look up the genre, yeah.
And so I know that I cared about it enough at one point to like it. So.
Yeah, exactly. I really like that. That you do that. So now I don't read the synopsis right before I read the book. So it doesn't like feel like it spoils it for me, and I'm excited to like get into it.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Like I said, like that you recognize the title, you recognize the cover, but like now you can really enjoy the book and enjoy the story without being like, well, when's this gonna happen?
Yeah, where is this at now? Yeah, exactly. So where are you at with the Our Life in Books?
How awful
reading
is
challenge.
This is our own reading challenge.
I'm doing pretty good at it.
So
the only read I haven't done is June. Because everyone knew that.
I did January. January's contemporary. Read one for that. I read a romance in February.
Yep.
I did not read a memoir in March.
How dare you?
I'm terrible. I don't know. March is a big reading month.
I did Buffering with Hannah Hart, which was it was a smaller book, so it was pretty good. And I didn't realize how much stuff she went through. So it was very captivating to be like, oh my God, this person who's so upbeat went through so much crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Continue.
April was fantasy. I
so easy. Yep.
Yeah, I read fantasy constantly. May, indie author.
I think you read one because I remember it was on your list. I remember talking about it. Yeah.
Well, I hope I did.
You did.
I just wrote it in for the book that I'm currently reading.
But you did. Because we were like, oh yeah, it's an indie book.
June historical fiction. I did not.
I didn't either. I have a ton to read, and I'm going to. I promise. I
have them on my list. I just haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't. So.
Yeah, and then July science fiction. I haven't started one yet.
I don't think I've read one yet this month.
I need to pick out one. I know I had a couple on my list of what I wanted to read, but I don't remember.
Ooh, I have one that actually came out today. I don't think that was on my list.
Really?
It's my list. It's called The Philosopher's War.
Oh.
It is the sequel to The Philosopher's
Stone.
Life?
Sorry. Yeah.
Philosopher. I can't remember. But it's like like historical fiction, science fiction, alternate history. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an alternate history. It's, what would it have been like if there was a sort of magic, but only women had it, and they helped fight in the wars and stuff.
Oh, I remember what book I was going to read. It is Edgewood. I talked about it as a prime reading book. It was about if the internet would load.
What is this for?
What did I just say?
Edgewood?
Thank you. For the sci-fi.
Oh, gotcha.
Of course, it's a series. Why do I do this to myself? Maybe that's not it. I don't know. I'll let you guys know we can talk about it next time.
Yeah, so it was The Philosopher's Flight.
Nice.
By the way. That was the first one that came out last year, and now it's The Philosopher's War, and it's by Tom Miller. So I think that's going to be my sci-fi.
Nice.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so, we're not doing too bad.
No, we're not doing awful for how busy we've been and how much we've taken on this year. I think we're doing pretty good. You're doing better than me, but everyone expects that. I am the slacker. Okay, now we're going to get into some of talking about just specific books, just kind of we have top favorite, books that left an impression, books that are making us wait for the next one, new authors discovered, and best memory. So we'll go through those.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to go first with your fave?
I can go first with my fave. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it was kind of hard. Fave is such a big.
It's really hard to pick.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I want to say when I liked the cover, the author was amazing. How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow. It was intense. It was an intense book. I haven't read an intense book like that in a long time. So, you guys, I've talked about it before, it's just Tiger, loses her mom and she doesn't know how to handle it. And it's all the stuff she goes through, and it opened my eyes about adoption and, what people go through who, are in the system and stuff like that. And it was just very eye opening. And it was one of those ones that hurt my heart a little bit and made me and still stuck with me. When I think about it, I remember everything from beginning to end of that book.
Yeah.
So that was why I picked my favorites. What's yours?
I feel like I've talked about this too much on this podcast already.
Never.
So I picked Air Awakens by Elise Kova because I feel like this is the...
Well, you're binging it. You don't binge a lot like me. You are binging it like I do.
And this is the thing that's hooked me, and I feel like I did when I was reading, oh my God, what is that series called? Hunger Games. I feel so sucked into this
you were
world.
really sucked into yeah.
So, I was reading someone else talk about this book, and they said it's like The Last Airbender meets A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is a little unfair because Court of Thorns and Roses was published after this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's about a girl she's just a library apprentice, and she works in the tower where the royal family lives, and there's sorcerers in their world, and they can move air, fire, earth, or water. Mm-hmm. And all the commons people who don't have the power, have those powers, are afraid of sorcerers.
Yeah.
And so that's how she's always grown up, is as a common person, afraid of things. And then she finds out she's a sorcerer too.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So her life completely changes. Everything goes a little crazy.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Okay. So next is books that left an impression. I wanted to put that in there because I feel like, I don't know, some books just stay with you.
Yeah. And this one was so hard for me to answer.
It was very hard.
There's so many. So I feel like I'm going to kind of mention a couple of them. But
how dare you? No,
you go with your first.
Okay. So I picked first. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Only because it left an impression because I had never read a book like that before. Mm-hmm. And it took me out of my comfort zone and made me see, I wasn't the main character, but I was there with the main character. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I didn't, obviously I've never had to go through that. So it was, I really liked the experience of that book. And, we've talked about it a lot, so. Yeah.
It was so good.
It was so good.
And it is one of those that, it leaves an impression because how can it not?
Yeah, exactly. What'd you pick?
So, my original pick was You Must Not Miss by Katrina Leno. This was such an interesting book. It talks a lot to mental health and It's got like magical realism, and the ending kind of leaves you like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So it was really good. It did leave a big impression because I was still thinking about it like weeks after I read it. So I was like, what was that book? Like,
Yeah.
what even? But I feel like a lot of the ones that I read this year that have left impression have talked to mental health.
Yeah.
Had a lot to say about that. So another one I want to mention is How It Feels to Float by Helena Fox. I know I talked about that one on here too because I loved it so much. And then, Internment by Samira Ahmed.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I remember you talking about that one.
That one reminds me a lot of The Hate You Give in that it kind of makes you feel like you need to take action.
Yeah.
You can't just sit and be quiet anymore.
Exactly. I do love those books that make you want to take what you've heard or read and do something.
Yeah, do something about it.
Do something about it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a call to action.
Yeah.
Like, it really just feels like that. So, yeah, so I had a couple. I can't just say one.
Of course you can't. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, next is books that are making you wait for the next.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go first?
Okay.
I can go first. I don't care.
So mine is Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. So good. They are also the authors of,
I
how do I do this myself? Illuminae.
Yep. Illuminae Files.
The Illuminae Files, which is a trilogy. And so now they're starting a whole new series, completely separate from that. And it's so good. It leaves you on a cliffhanger, and I need the next book.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. So mine is Cruel Intentions, Riderville High Elite by Siobhan Davis.
Ooh.
She came out with this, and I know we talked about this, the bully romances, and apparently I was reading more about them, and it's basically like there's a lot of triggers in them, and they can be dark, and that's why they used to be like dark romances, but they're darker than that, so they start calling them bully. I think because there's a lot of like argumentative aggravation between the two main characters and between a lot of other people, and there's like a hate love, but mostly hate relationship because people aren't like opening up or like understanding each other's side. So it's very like, I don't know, that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I read it. It was really interesting. I couldn't put it down. And now I have to wait for the other one, which it's coming out pretty fast. Twisted Betrayal. It's coming out August 20th. Okay. So I'm excited. Yeah, I can't believe she's like releasing it that fast.
She is one of those, though, that just churns books out.
Yeah, what I think is that she has it in mind and then she does it. Because then the third one comes out October 1st.
Okay.
So I think she has the entire, because I think it's just going to be a trilogy. And so she has it.
Indie authors have the liberty to just kind of, instead of, because, with publishing houses and stuff, with marketing and all of that, they have to wait a year in between.
Exactly.
But indie authors can just release it.
Exactly. And she's like really excited about it. And, it definitely like keeps you on the edge of your seat. And it's kind of that book that you want to read more. So I'm excited that it comes out, but I still have to wait a little bit. All right. Authors we've discovered and can't wait for more.
Yeah. So you first?
Okay. Yeah. So I talked about her trilogy, In Light of Shadows. The first one is Chasing Eva. Camilla Hart. Don't know why I said it weird the first time. It's actually, I think it's the first one's in the Kindle. It's on Prime right now. But basically, yeah, it took me a while to read it because I wasn't sure if I'd like it because I didn't think there'd be like anything but romance, which isn't bad, but I just wasn't into it, like wanting romance. But there's definitely suspense. It's a little bit of like trying to figure out like she takes over her dad's business and she's trying to figure out who killed her dad and who's now trying to like hurt her. And it's really interesting. And she runs a marketing firm.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's really interesting. I liked it a lot. And I hope she writes more because this is her debut series. So I'm excited to see what else she comes out with. Yeah, definitely. What about you?
So I went a little bit of a different direction here. So earlier this year I read Dragon Pearl by Yoon-Ha Lee. And it's considered a middle grade, even though I think I would call it almost a YA just because of how detailed it was. Like there's a lot of books that are middle grade that I can picture my boys reading.
Yeah.
I can't picture them reading this quite yet.
Yeah.
Because it's just a little more in depth than what they would be used to.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of good things about Yoon Ha Lee's books, and he has a ton of books out already.
Oh, nice.
So I feel like this is an author that I got to read one of his new books.
Yeah.
And now I need to go back through his history and read more.
Definitely. Well, it's authors discovered. It doesn't have to be like a new, author.
So he's got a series called The Machineries of Empire, and the first one is Nine Fox Gambit, which I've heard so many good things about,
Yeah.
and I really need to start.
Nice.
They're all sci-fi. So.
Ooh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Right?
This month's reading challenge for
Perfect
Our Life in
for
Books.
July.
All right, and then we have the same best bookish memory from the first part of this year, going to the Epic Reads event.
Yeah.
I think that we got to meet I really liked how intimate it was,
Mhm.
and we got to meet 4 amazing authors, and I don't know, it was
It was
just
awesome.
Yeah.
Because nothing ever happens in
literally
Iowa.
nothing ever happens in Iowa. So when they're gonna bring something, we're gonna go.
Right, and something that big. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it was big.
Yeah, those are big authors. Very
Yeah,
well
and you got to hear about like their books and what they've read before and what they're working on
Yeah.
and their thoughts and feelings about things, which was just so interesting.
When was that? February?
I think so. Yeah.
Brittany Cavallaro was talking about Hello Girls. And that comes out shortly now. I think
Yeah.
it might be next month
Mm-hmm.
or the end of this month.
Yeah.
Either way, like when she was telling us about it then, it was barely announced that the book was coming out.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I think it opened my eyes to 4 new authors. Like I'd
Mhm.
never read it. You'd read a couple of them, but I'd never read any of them.
And
So
I've heard of all of them, but yeah, just
it's just there's so many books. So when you make a personal connection with an author, or you're gonna want to keep up with them and read their books, and
Yeah.
kind of like
because they were all so sweet too. and
they're
just
all so nice.
personable.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Good fun road trip. So everybody needs to bring stuff to Iowa. We'll come. It's fun here. Come on, guys. We're all really nice.
We'll
got-
do a live podcast.
Yeah, we got this Midwest niceness over here. Just come hang out with us.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the mid-year wrap-up. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the rest of the year. I'm excited
I
for
can't
what's
believe we're
coming.
mid-year.
I
to be
can't believe.
honest.
Honestly, this year's flown by.
Yeah. So about the NetGalley thing, I was just looking, and I'm a spreadsheets person.
Yeah,
and
she is.
so I've got one spreadsheet, and then every month has its own tab, and I highlight the books in yellow that I didn't get to that month.
At least you know. I'm just
Right.
like, I know there's some out there. I'm just not going to look at it.
So like in June, I only read 2 of the books that I needed, and I had 8. So we're getting there.
Right? I mean, I just live in a blissful denial.
I like all my failures staring at me. In the
Oh my
face.
God, I don't. Sounds awful. I'm like, yeah, there's books I need to read, and I'm sure I should probably look at them, but I'm just gonna,
Pretend they're not there.
yep, I'm just gonna pick whatever I want to read. If someone hands me a book, I'll read it. Sure, why not? I am gonna hopefully come out of my hiatus, and my plan is to come out in August when I can have everything ready, and because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I don't want to put out something that I don't like.
Right, and once you get set up in your own place, and
Exactly.
really decorate how you want.
Yeah, so the photos are going to be different, but I also think I want to start branching out a little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna see what I want to do.
Yeah, you don't want it to get stale.
Exactly. And it's just fun, right?
Mhm.
No pressure. All right, well, we better get going. We got more tea to drink and books to read. Our social medias are all down below, as well as the links to everything we talked about on the podcast. Make sure to rate and review the podcast
Yes,
so people can
please.
find us. That'd be great.
It's a great way to help us,
Yeah.
and it really, honestly, doesn't matter what you say in the review.
No,
But we suggest putting your favorite book or a book recommendation for us.
definitely. Or, thoughts about the podcast, something that you thought of that you'd like for us to talk about. That'd be great too.
Yeah.
And we are getting personal over on our Patreon. We're still new at it, but we want to talk more about us and like the things that don't really fit in the bookish community, and more of like, like Midsummer or like other things that are going on in our lives that like maybe you guys just want to talk, like kind of like have a chat about.
Right.
It'd be nice to talk with you guys like one-on-one, a more personal level.
Yeah, things that we can't talk about on here without an explicit rating.
Exactly. And we're going to be good on here. So come over to Patreon if you want to hear a little bit more about us and like maybe some more R-rated things that we read and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.